I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. All right. I already know how this is going to go. All right. I already know how this is going to go, bro. I already know this is going to go based off of in-character action. All right. The same situation is going to probably take place. All right. I'm going to say, you know what? You're right. Because this is my, he's right. You know, I was being a hypocrite. You know, I did do those things. All right. And we're learning from that. We're growing. And then I'm going to wait for him to see if he feels that he was in the wrong by how he presented it in front of everybody. Because he should have pulled me aside and had that conversation. I don't think he's going to apologize. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he will. You know, maybe you know, he will apologize, but I don't think he will. You know, and more than likely, you know, that's probably, I mean, who knows, right?
Do you want to speak to me?
I would like to speak with you. Yeah. Come on over here.
What?
Like, so we have like a more private setting. We can go over there in the office on the right. Yeah, the big one, like the meeting room.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't mind apologizing. Not the. All right. Black, I just want to start with, you know, I actually, you know what? I want you to like speak to me, like tell me a few concerns that you have. You know, and tell me like where your point of view is coming from, because I want to see your point of view, right? You know, I apologize for, you know, being a hypocrite. You know, I understand where you're coming from, you know, and you're right. I did make those mistakes before, and you know, it does start from the top, and we should all be you know, ready and willing and able to help the department. And it does start with that. But I
Yes.
do feel the way that you handled it was not in the correct manner. I do feel that you should have pulled me aside and had that conversation with me privately instead of in front of the other departments, the other NCOs, and the other command members. I also feel that the way it was being handled and the demanding of we need to speak now, and I feel like I get it. I get it, man. You're my boss. You're not just we're my boss. You're my friend. We are. Like I appreciate you. You've been here a long time with me as well, right? And I see how that could be, like me going to a lieutenant and, you know, you being in that role. I understand that, man. But that wasn't like a me choice that was given to me by somebody else. And I'm not, and I haven't been trying to big dick anybody. That's not what I want to do. But at the same time, like, as much as I respect you, I would hope that maybe you would respect me as well. And maybe I handled the beginning, maybe I handled it maybe not the best way. I'm in the wrong. I did not handle the way that you were talking in the correct way. I understand where you're coming from, and I should do better when it comes to taking cadets. But at the same time, the way you handled that in front of everybody else, for me, it shouldn't be handled that way. And I should have been like, you know what? Hey, you're right. You know, I did make those mistakes there in the circle, but instead I jumped on it, right? I should have also, after that, pulled you aside and said, hey, listen, if you do that again, blah, blah, blah.
Here's the thing, Tinker, and this is the thing I need you to understand, partner, is you have a tendency to think that everything is a personal attack on you.
Oh, God.
That by no means was I personally trying to attack you. And you take those things to heart a lot of times. You wear your emotions on your sleeve.
Oh, here we go.
Lot. By no means was this a, hey, you're a fuck up, you do these things wrong. It was a, hey,
oh, here we go.
We're being hypocritical in the circle right now.
Oh, God.
We all need to do better. I need to do better.
God.
You need to do better. And it is not a Tinker is bad. And I think that's the thing you think all the time is when people point stuff out, they're pointing it out because they're trying to belittle you or they're trying to make things detrimental. You know, when people point shit out that I do wrong and I know that it's wrong, I go, you know what? You're right. I need to do better. You know, fuck it. If this is how you want to present it to me, fine. Do I think if I can think it's disrespectful, I can think it's bad, I can think whatever.
Massive
That's
gaslighting, dude.
My feelings don't matter. At the end of the day.
Massive gaslighting.
And the truth of the matter is, we don't do enough here at the top. And for us to sit there and boss people around instead of lead people is my problem. We need to lead. And the way you lead is by doing it from the top, by showing an example, by doing everything. And I'm going to be honest with you, Tinker. You know, there are issues at the top that do not get addressed, and the other officers below us see it. Why do you think they want to do their job? They would want to do their job properly if we at the top don't even do our basic jobs properly.
So I'm going to go back to the original thing. I feel like you didn't hear what I said. And quite frankly, again, you know, I feel like it just went in one ear and you're trying to tell me about how I feel. Let's talk about from your perspective, and let's not make assumptions or saying wearing things on their sleeve and assuming that that's the way I took it. I was very calm when I spoke with you. Okay. So again, you're making assumptions. Okay.
I'm not. That this is the facts of the matter.
Okay. No. Okay. Black. I'm doing my best here, man. And I'm coming to you. I even apologized, and you're still standing, brother. And you're being very hard-headed right now. All right. And you're
being hard-headed. I'm standing on business, and I'm
you're
speaking
not.
the truth.
No, dude, you're making assumptions. All right. I'm trying to come to you and bring things to you and have a conversation. I've acknowledged what you're trying to say. I've acknowledged that I made a mistake. Okay. You had zero regard to acknowledge anything that you did was incorrect. You didn't acknowledge the way that you presented it in front of everybody else. Instead, you went to go and make a opinion about my emotions, how I felt, and my response, and how everybody feels about when I'm in the PD. Not once did you talk about the specific situation that we're having a conversation about. 1, we're not talking about how I feel. 2, we're having a conversation about what took place. 3, zero regard for what is currently taking place. You've made 4 assumptions. You've talked about how I am, how I respond to things, and how I'm doing.
We are talking about how you feel, because you said, I feel this way. I feel you should have brought. You literally have stated, I feel 400 times. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're not understanding what this conversation should be about, right? This is about growth and working together, okay? And I feel, again, you know, maybe I shouldn't say I feel, so you don't assume that I'm going based off emotion, okay? What I see, okay, since we're going based off of words, right? And we're making assumptions on what I'm meaning by saying feel. I'm seeing these things. I saw what you did during that meeting, and you should have pulled me aside. Okay, I'm not, you should have done that, and you did not. You failed to do that. Okay? I should have handled it completely different, and I didn't. And I acknowledge that. You, zero regard to acknowledge that you made any mistake there.
Because you think I made a mistake.
No.
I don't think I did.
And that's the problem, man. That's the problem. You're
not
hard-headed, buddy. And that's okay.
100%.
You can be that way. But I'm telling you right now, okay? I'm not gonna. I told you, you are a friend, right? And I get that. But we're still working.
If I had pointed out Gibson or anyone else on that thing, if I had pointed anybody else and said, "Hey, they did this thing," because you know what we say in this department all the time, we need examples. We need to make sure we point out when people do things wrong. If I had pointed out anybody else, you would not be having this conversation with me. The only reason we're having this conversation is because I pointed you out, because it was a mistake you made and have made repeatedly. That's why we're having this conversation. Had nothing to do with what I did, where I did it,
what
or
you
how
what
I
you
did
did and where you did it was wrong. You shouldn't be doing that with fucking anybody.
But that's the problem. Is the only reason
Have
we're
you done
having
it with
this
anybody else?
conversation
Have you?
Is because it was to
No,
you.
no. Let's ask you a question. Have you done that with anybody else in that circle?
Yes.
In their face, and you disrespected them in front of everybody.
It's not disrespectful
Okay,
pointing
so
out a flaw
but
that
multiple
we have.
people. Okay, that is your assumption. Again, you are assuming things. We had a statement about all of PD, and literally, you made a statement in front of
about command. We were all command in that situation. It was a statement about what we need to do as command at the top. Us had nothing to do with rank and file or anybody below us.
Black.
It was a statement
You
about
need to
us
pull
at the
people
top.
aside and have conversations instead of calling people out in a circle. I believe that you are in the wrong. I've also spoke with many other people about it in high command who were there and present and agreed that it should have been a separate incident. Okay.
You spoke to the DC. I've spoke to plenty of others
talked to
who were
DC
in
and
that
Cider.
and said, hey, there was nothing wrong with it. You know, I've done that to Chief Cider, to Park Ranger Cider in front of everybody before. The difference is, Tinker, people will either listen and accept that, hey, you know what? You're right. This is how it is. I fucked up. You were correct. We need to all work at this from the top down. Or they take a look at it as a personal attack and say, why are you attacking just me in this situation? When the attack wasn't specifically about you, you were the example of what we all do.
That's not your place to make an example of somebody.
That's
not your place.
Of
you just
it's a
literally just said
of
that.
the command of us in command.
Okay,
Listen,
listen,
if you an example for us.
I'm not going to go back and forth with you. All right. I even apologized, and yet you don't feel like you did anything wrong, brother. And that's a problem. You need to work on that. I can't change that about you. All right. I'm taking the time out of a lot of things that I got to do. Okay. I didn't ask for this position. It was given to me. Okay. I get it, man. But that's something you got to deal with. Okay. Yeah, you were my boss, but now I'm your boss. And that's just how the reality is. I respect you. You are my friend. But if you see that you did nothing wrong, this conversation is fucking pointless. I've apologized. Right. I've owned up to being the hypocrite. Okay, I can't do anything about the past. I can do other things moving forward. But you have zero acknowledgement of anything that you've done wrong. You think you think that you're doing everything perfect when you're not.
I don't.
And I'm coming.
I'm not.
Let me finish, please. I'm coming to you about what you did, and I asked you to pull me aside, and yet you still stand on it and say it doesn't matter. You're going to just do it again. I don't give a fuck who you're talking to. I don't care. Okay. Next time you need to pull me aside. Okay. And then when I ask you to give 5 minutes, instead of you disrespecting that, saying, I don't give a fuck, strike me, bro. Calm down. It's not that big, man. All right. I just need 5 minutes and you need 5 minutes to cool off. You're making something that should have been, yeah, you know what, man? Maybe I should. No, hold on 1 second. Because you weren't listening and you're arguing with me. Just like you're doing now. You're trying to force your perspective on me and tell me that how I'm emotional and all these other bullshit things when we're not even talking about that. We're talking about a situation that took place.
Up on me? Did you not say these things to me
I told,
and then hang up on me?
Because I don't need to sit there and explain all that shit to you. You kept saying I'm big dicking you. Okay, Lieutenant, you are extremely rude, Black. Extremely rude.
Yeah, 100%.
Extremely.
Because you want to know why? Because I never once in the entire time that I was your lieutenant and I was your sergeant, I never once, and I had multiple opportunities that I could have big dicked you this way and center. And you know what? I respected you and I said, you know what? Tinker's having a hard time. I went to bat for you over and over again saying, you know what? You guys are not giving him an opportunity. He is a great officer and you need to give him the opportunity. And the moment you get this opportunity and we have a disagreement about something, the one time we have a disagreement about how a situation should be handled, you instantly say, I'm the lieutenant, you're the sergeant, sit down, boy. That's what you did to me.
To you.
That's not what you said, but that's what you insinuated through your actions.
When I said that, okay, was when I said I'm your lieutenant, okay, I was forced into that. You made me do that because you were telling me, no, we're doing this now. You demanded that I go in that office and talk to you after what 15 times of saying give 5 minutes. You made me say that. And even
There's
after
no
I
reason
said
to
that,
give
hold
5
on.
minutes.
After, yes, there is, bro. You gotta let
we
things
just
cool
needed to
off.
talk.
No.
Like friends.
We
Like,
are
we
friends,
needed to go
right?
in there
But
and
we're
have
at
it
work,
out,
man.
We
We're at
needed to have
work.
this out. That's what we needed to do, because you just didn't want to be made looked bad in front of the other command members. And
Brother,
it had
there's
nothing
a
to do with
time and
that.
a place. There's a time
Everything
and a place.
does not need to be.
You need to
tinkered.
pull
It
me aside.
doesn't.
I'm asking you respectfully, pull me aside. Who the fuck does that?
But why?
I'm not going to tell
Why?
that.
What is so bad about? Explain
Dude,
it to me, please.
I don't want to have this. I hate conflict RP so bad, dude.
That is going to change the
Oh my
perception of
God.
everybody in that circle by us pointing out what we did wrong and
Let
we
me
have
be
fucked
real.
up in the past.
I'm gonna say one thing right now. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't give a fuck about anybody's opinion on me. I've been doing
Then
this for
why does it
no,
matter?
hold on one second. I've been doing this for 4+ years. I've been in worse situations. I told you and I asked you to pull me aside. I'm not doing this back and forth anymore. I've been calm. I've apologized. I've done more than I fucking should have. You are my friend, but if you can't see where I'm coming from, that's a you problem. I don't give a fuck what anybody cares about me. I've been hated. I've been spit on. I've been demoralized. I've been humiliated. And yet I'm still standing here right now in this fucking office talking with you. I've had people assume that they know me. They assume that I act a certain way. They assume that I have opinions or whatever kind of mind-fucked way they want to put on me. And yet I'm still standing here. It's not about disrespect. It's not about the respect thing. I give 2 fucks. If you don't respect me, that's on you. Okay, the reality of the situation is you are my friend, yes, but I'm also a lieutenant in high command, and I have responsibilities that I'm still learning on how to deal with it. This is a new position for me, okay? Yes, I didn't like that you did that in front of everybody. I want you to pull me aside next time and talk to me privately. That's all I'm asking. I've acknowledged I'm not done. I've acknowledged that I made a mistake and I should have handled it differently. But instead, you want to keep rambling on about how I feel. I have not been mad. Now I'm a little irritated. And quite frankly, I'm disappointed. So I don't want to hear a thing or anything like that. I want us to mutually agree next time you'll talk to me. I spent way too much time on this conversation. It's not that big of a deal. If you want to continue in command circle and do that, great. It is what it is. But the fact that I'm still standing here going back and forth with you like it's some kind of fucking opinion battle, I don't care if my dick's small. Okay, I don't give a fuck. It's not about dick swinging. That when I go to sleep tonight, I'm not thinking about this shit. Okay? I just want to go to work. All right? Next time, pull me aside and talk to me. Okay? Have that fucking decency. Okay? That's it. I'm not Cider. I'm not Knox. I'm not Gibson. I'm none of them. I'm fucking Tommy Tinker. If you don't have the respect to pull me aside and talk to me, well, that's on fucking you, bro. I'm tired of having this conversation. And quite frankly, now I'm mad. There's a big fucking difference. I don't want to talk right now. Call me when you can grow some decency and apologize just like I did. I don't want to waste any more time. I'm over it. Holy fuck, dude. I'm over it, bro. I'm just trying to fucking work, man. Like, dude, I've apologized. I told him I'm in the wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's about how I feel. Now I'm mad. Like, dude, holy shit, dude. There's a big difference. Big difference, dude. Now I'm mad. Quit assuming that I feel some fucking type of way. You don't know. No one knows. Because I'm playing a character. You don't quit assuming that I'm in my fucking feels. Now I am. There's a big difference, bro. It's a fucking video game. It ain't that serious. I don't need a big dick anybody. It's a fucking game, dude. I've acknowledged I made a mistake. You acknowledge you made zero fucking mistakes, dude. Holy shit, bro. It's a fucking video game, man. Like, I go to sleep. I'm not thinking about this bullshit. It's a fucking video game. Holy shit. It shouldn't be that rough talking to somebody in character about some dumb shit. If you want to be a fucking lieutenant, be a lieutenant. I don't give a fuck, dude. It's not the end of the world. I can be a fucking officer, dude. I'm just glad I get a clock on duty. Oh my God, dude. No game should be that fucking difficult, dude. I hate conflict RP. It's not my thing. I hate it, bro. Conflict RP is fucking bullshit. People get too vested in a fucking video game, bro. Who cares who high command is? Like, they got a lot of responsibility, bro. They do, bro. The shit Knox is doing, the shit all the lieutenants are doing, it's a lot, bro. The thing Cider's doing, it's a lot. And people fail to acknowledge that. And now I know, because I'm here and I'm seeing it. They do a lot. I don't want to waste my fucking day arguing over some bullshit that shouldn't be argued about. Like, it's not an argument. Like, dude, what do I gotta do? Stand on a fucking ledge and show my fucking ass? Like, what do you want me to do, man? Keep arguing your point, bro. Like, dude, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. God, that's fucking annoying, dude. Did I drop my plates? Yeah, no, I got irritated. I'll be real. I normally don't get like frustrated like that, but I definitely got a little irritated. That's on me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's on me. I got a little irritated there. Sorry, guys. Oh shit, I did drop plates.
What's up, Tink?
Yo, what's going on, bro? Hey, do you want some of these plates here? I can't hold them. Hey, do you want those plates that are on the ground over here? Pedro?
What was that thing?
You want these plates?
No, I'm good. I just got them now.
Oh, okay, alright. God, dude. Fucking irritated me, man. I feel bad now because I got irritated. Oh, man, I feel bad because I got irritated, bro. Now it's gonna end up on YouTube and fucking... Oh, man. Well, that didn't go well.
Hank, what's up?
Well, it didn't go well.
Hey.
I acknowledged, I apologized, and he still continued on, and he went on about how I get in my emotions and I just all this shit about how I feel instead of, dude, it just went, and then I kept trying and trying until for the first time ever I really got mad and went off.
Oh, what's the outcome of that?
Not good. I told him I wasted too much time on this. I go to bed tonight not thinking about this. This is like stupid as fuck. Like I'm not gonna
One
keep
second.
me or them.
Continue.
I'm not gonna go back and forth. I mean, you're probably gonna end up seeing it, man. I went off. I was so irritated. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I've acknowledged. I apologized. I simply asked him to pull me aside, and he said I shouldn't have to do that. I do that with everybody. I've called Cider out before, and all you did was you felt it was a personal attack. You're getting in your feelings about it. Just instead of, you know, hey, I get it, man. And then I told him like it's not a big dick thing. My dick's small. I don't give a fuck about all that bullshit. Like, and I went off. I was like, I'm not Cider. I'm not fucking this. I'm not that. You know, people have these opinions and assume I'm mad, but now I'm fucking mad. This is what you're hearing now is me irritated. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. If you can't fucking have at least a decency of respect as much as I respect you, that's a you thing. You're so like, he's hard-headed, and he admitted that. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, I lost it. He wasn't apologetic at all. He felt he did no wrongdoing. And he said, the only reason why I'm having the conversation with him is because it happened to me. And if it was anybody else, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Like y'all sons of bitches are at an impasse.
No, what it is like, it's fucking stupid. I just want to enjoy my job. I don't want to be dealing with this.
Badly, this is, as I told you, this is exactly what.
There's zero
you know.
accountability, man. Like,
Here,
really.
one moment. Let me call you right back. I gotta finish this scene. I
All
care
right.
about what you're saying.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just all asking for me.
All good. Hey, what